It is an absolute pleasure to say that we are joined by the one and only Sandi Toksvig.
Oh, you're so lovely. Lovely team of boys. Like a boy band.
Like a boy band that's really let themselves go.
I didn't like to say. There's work to be done, frankly. My darlings.
Our best years are behind us.
I think so.
We had a good run, though, didn't we?
The greatest hits tour.
Absolute pleasure to meet you, Sandi. First of all, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm, bearing up. Not bad for my age.
Good.
Why? Have you heard something else?
Actually, whilst we've got you here, Sandi, no. It's very lovely to meet you. Do you know, we were chatting off air before you joined us, and I was saying, because, and you won't appreciate this, or maybe you will, because maybe you're a huge egomaniac, but you are a national treasure, Sandi Toksvig.
That's such a weird thing, isn't it? It sounds like you're going to be put in a safe somewhere.
you should have UNESCO heritage sites stamped across you.
Yeah.
But genuinely, because so I know that you've probably told the story a billion times and you're bored of it, but born in Copenhagen, and I was saying to these guys off air, I was saying, she's a proper national treasure, Sandi Toksvig, and I can't think of many national treasures who aren't originally British or from Britain, so it's pretty cool to move to another country and become beloved.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Denmark didn't want me. Maybe that was the thing.
You're a national disgrace in Denmark and a national treasure in Britain. Well, their loss is our gain, Sandi.
Well, I'm very proud that I also have British citizenship. I have both. And can I just say, with Brexit, it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Go into Europe with your Danish passport and come back into Britain with your British one. So I recommend that. Everybody should apply for Danish citizenship. It's way quicker at customs. That's all I'm saying to you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you've sort of cheated the system there.
100%, yeah.
You're alien and predator.
I know, right? Not entirely how I saw myself, but yeah.
You'll take it. It's a good T-shirt.
Yes, that's amazing.
I'm totally going to have that made.
Wow. Hi there, Sandi Toksvig, alien and predator.
How you doing?
Now we're here to talk about. So you're going to some very, very impressive venues. You're going to Theatre Royal. Let's do it chronologically.
Okay.
Let's start with One Night Only. Sandi Toksvig in One Night Only. Doing 2 nights of that.
I know, because why do things properly? Well, so here's my theory. When you do a live show like this, right, so they're never two the same, are they?
No, ever.
Ever. It doesn't really matter. You can have exactly the same format, and you're going to go, we're going to have this is when the news is, and this is when the guest is, and then the guest comes on and they throw things out like, I was late, so, things change. One of the things that we now know with theatre audiences, which is so interesting, is several thousand people will be in Drury Lane. As they sit down, their heart rates begin to synchronise. So that group of people who none of them knew each other beforehand will suddenly become a sort of solid group. So the one show that we do on the Wednesday and the show that we do on the Thursday will be different because the audience is different.
Wow.
So it is sort of one night
Is that
only.
true? That's been proven. Their hearts will sort of...
It's one of those weird QI things that I...
Oh, that's amazing.
No, yeah. Weirdly, they did the research on this at the musical Dreamgirls, which was on in the West End. And that is one of the things that we know. And you can actually feel it when you're on stage. You can feel this audience is a bit quick or this audience is not that interested or whatever. These are the sort of things that we're going to be looking at. And we wanted to drill down into one subject really deeply. So it's not a panel show. It's us looking at something. And we thought we'd do theatre. But here's the thing, right? Most people do an experiment like this, which isn't an experiment. They'll do it in a room above a pub or something. We decided to do it at Drury Lane, which is the biggest stage in the West End.
That's good.
I mean, I'm like tiny, right? I'm tiny.
Yeah.
I'm tiny. I don't know how that's going to go. Tiny person, biggest stage in the West End. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that.
You must never have a dull moment at a dinner party, because by doing QI for so many years, if ever there's a lull in conversation, you can just go... Want to hear something about a blue whale? Do you know what I mean? You must be able to just reel off stuff like you just told us about heart rate.
Okay, so here's a weird thing, right? So QI, we talk about the blue whale all the time.
Right.
So the blue whale, roughly, average blue whale, 98 feet. The chances of being able to see the actual size of a blue whale is really slim. The stage at Drury Lane is 100 feet. So me and 98 feet beside me is exactly a blue whale. What are the chances, right?
What are the chances that I brought that up randomly as well?
I know. So, but the thing to do at a dinner party is, rather than saying, oh, here's an interesting fact, the trick is to interview the person next to you, right? And everybody's interested in themselves.
Yeah, true.
Everybody's interested in themselves, and you just start with a question, but then you can just eat. I've discovered this.
Question, head down.
That's great.
Something to it,
crack on.
That's nice,
Make sure you've got a full plate. turn to the person, ask them a question, detailed question about themselves.
That's it.
Crack on with your dinner.
That's amazing. Oh, great. My foie gras arrived.
Yeah.
Got any brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
And away you go.
So what led you to be in paperware distribution?
Whilst you eat 3 courses.
See this before it gets cold.
And they leave that conversation going, God, Sandy's very interesting.
No, honestly, they do. They think you're so interesting, but in fact, all you've done is ask them questions about themselves.
That's
amazing.
fascinating.
That's good, yeah.
I'm now realising that people do that to me all the time and I don't shut up. What a sad way to realise what an egomaniac you are.
And do you think it was being an egomaniac that made you want to be on the radio? Everybody sit back.
Yeah.
Keep
Do you know,
chat.
Sandy, I think it started with my father.
Yeah. Everyone's just tucking into their breakfast.
The steak's lovely.
So glad you asked that, Sandy, actually. Whilst I've got you, settle in.
Works every time.
Every time. Right, November 13th and 14th is the show one night only, but yes, it's on 2 nights. So very, very excited about that. And it's all about the theatre, stories about actors, the performances, stories and songs, and giving the audience a sneak peek at what really goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and there's some surprises, which I can't tell you about. But we're very excited. This is a chance to see the elves in action, the people who are behind the scenes.
Yes, the QI elves.
Yeah, I'm going to lean heavily on them.
Good.
I think,
How many elves are there?
I can't tell you that. That's a trade secret.
Yeah.
Because it's
We'd have to hurt Toby.
I think there would be. It's too early for that kind of equipment.
I see, fair enough.
They're very good looking, can I just say?
Are they?
Oh, my goodness.
Because I'll be honest, I'm not picturing good-looking people. I'm sorry. I know that.
The boys in particular, Stephen Fry chose them. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Raoul. He's one of our elves.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't know anything, but look at his six-pack.
Oily, don't touch.
There's my T-shirt. Now, the scoring on QI.
Yes.
It's legitimately scored, isn't
my
it?
Goodness word. Yes, of course. It's incredibly complex. But I like the fact that in the end, the person who wins is the person we liked best.
Yes.
Right.
You get points for being a nice person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's taken into account in the scoring system, isn't
I think
it?
that's very important in life.
Explains why Alan Davies always loses.
So we can't get rid of him. It's very...
Yeah.
You know how when you build something these days and it comes flat pack and it's got an Allen key?
Right.
You know how annoying an Allen key is?
Oh,
Yeah.
He's like that. He's
in
my
a good
Allen
way.
key.
Now, that's not your only trip to the theatre this winter.
I know what's happening.
Because, and this is a great title, this almost feels like Alan Partridge, the title came first. Sandy Claus is coming to town. Come on.
Writes itself.
That's lovely.
Come on.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter if the show's any good at this stage. The title's too strong.
But what's weird is, talking about fathers, my dad, his name was Klaus, which is the same spelling. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I look at it, I think, oh, it's me and my dad doing a show. Which is very nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
But in a very, in talking about nepotism, my son is a wonderful actor and his wife. So we're going to have them in the show because I wanted it to be a family show.
Nice.
Honestly, it's so exciting. So it is for one night only, but I wanted to do a Christmas show that was for everybody. We've got the BBC Concert Orchestra. We've got 100 men from the Gay Men's Chorus. We've got the fabulous singer Carrie Hope Fletcher. And there is a storyline. And if it works and the audience wishes hard enough, it will snow inside the Albert Hall.
Oh, wow. That's
But
very
I just wanted
cool.
to do a Christmas show where everybody felt good and
Yeah.
everybody's enjoying themselves and nobody feels left out. And there are plenty of people, particularly, I think, in London, who feel a bit lonely at Christmas and don't maybe have family. And,
totally, yeah.
So I'm bringing my own family, plus all of those talented people, and we're going to put on a rollicking... Can we say rollicking?
Yes.
In the morning?
Yep. Say it.
A rollicking
yeah.
show.
We absolutely can say it, but if we weren't allowed to say it, I love the fact that you double-checked.
By saying the word again.
But you know what's so great, darling, is I've reached the age that I don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care.
Okay.
We had that with...
I looked at you for permission. I don't know why. Is that all right? Yeah.
I've got no say.
It's Sandy, comfortably the least important person in the room
Absolutely.
that you chose to look at
Yeah,
there.
but now feels good about himself.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel great. Now let me tell you about my dad.
What did your father do?
Oh, he was a Tyler. Don't worry about it.
No.
Let's move on. Let's go back to you, Sandy.
No, see, I think that's great. I like that because it's the lesbian in me. I like a bit of grout.
We are going to run out of T-shirts.
We're gonna need a bigger bumper for all these bumper stickers. Oh, that's magnificent. Now, have you done Royal Albert Hall before? Because that's pretty cool.
That's huge.
I have played the Albert Hall, weirdly, quite a lot of times.
Have you?
My worst moment of the Albert Hall, that's how many times I played it. I was hosting a big concert for Stonewall, the charity, and I was on stage with David Furnish, who's married to Elton John, Billie Jean King. Now, it's fair to say that David and Billy and I did not have a lot in common, but it was fine because I'd only got about a minute and a half, and then I was to introduce Elton John and Kiki D. So that everybody was very excited about this. So I do my minute and a half, and I go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Elton John and Kiki D, and they didn't come on. And it was like that moment in The Sound of Music when the Von Trapps are announced as having won and nothing happens. And Elton and Kiki didn't come on for 7.5 of the longest minutes of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, where I know nothing about tennis, and I've got Billy.
Oh, what did you do? Just ask them lots of questions. Have something to eat?
I was. It can only be described as padding.
Really?
Oh, it's frightening, isn't it?
It's just,
Where was Elton and Kiki?
He wasn't happy with whatever was supposed to be happening.
Right.
But yeah, it can't be worse than that, frankly. It's a very long, very echoing time.
What a sell. It can't be worse than that.
I've already had the terrible thing.
Wow. That's I think it's quite cool to say I once struggled on the stage at Royal Albert Hall. Now, you've played Royal Albert Hall, Dom. Have you not?
Have I?
No, you played the Palladium.
Oh,
sorry.
not quite the same
Yes,
thing,
no.
Yeah.
No, the Albert is massive.
We only did 30 seconds at London Palladium. Ross Noble, the comedian, it was very funny, brought me and Chris on right at the end to do some plate spinning, just so we could say we played the Palladium.
Yeah, quite right.
And then we went off again. It was one of the best nights of my life. It was absolutely brilliant.
The Palladium's lovely. That's
a stunning place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at you two just chatting about theatres you've played.
When you played the Palladium, Tobes.
The last time I played the Palladium was the 70th birthday of Prince Charles, and I stood backstage with Cheryl Cole, and we had a long, intense conversation. You know how you do something in the dark?
Yeah.
And I didn't really know who she was. She was lovely.
Yeah.
Tiny.
She's very small.
Tiny little person.
Really?
And I can say that.
Yeah.
For me to say that. We were like a condiment set backstage.
What an image. What a lovely image.
So many T-shirts can be made.
Yeah, I know. We really are. Now, Sandy, this is such a lovely chat, and I'm going to ruin it now. And
what?
I do apologise. Well, famously, whenever I get a guest on, I like to play terrible games with them.
Oh, dear Lord.
And this game's quite topical because Captain over here, as we call him, Captain Crapbeard, he recently went to Oslo.
Strong title.
Thanks, Sam.
It's a hell of a business card, isn't it? He recently went to Oslo. My mum is Norwegian. She's a fellow Scandi, and he went to Oslo and he slept in my mum's bed. It's a long story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many questions.
Thank you.
So little
Feel free to ask them.
We
don't have
can
the
email
time.
you later.
Thank
There's
you,
a lot
darling.
to go through.
But he said, look, as a thank you to your mother for letting me stay in her bed in Oslo, would you like me to bring anything back? And I said, get her some Yetust.
Yes.
Which is, Norwegian goat cheese.
It is fantastic.
It's lovely.
It's weirdly sweet.
Yes.
It has a sweetness about it, which is lovely.
People get put off by the brown colour, but it's beautiful.
But honestly, it is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, but I'm not sure it isn't something you have to learn to love as a child.
I think that's it.
I'm not sure adults coming to it late aren't shocked.
Pungent.
As a young baby,
right,
and learn to love it. But anyway, I like to always play a game with our guest, and so
I think where this game is going. We've started in your mother's bed and cheese.
Right, bring her in. This game is called Cheese the One.
We can only apologise to you, Sandy.
Like I said, I'm sorry.
We rejected so many other titles before this one. That's the worry.
Cheese all that, cheese electric.
I like that. I want to open a delicatessen in the Middle East called Cheeses of Nazareth.
Nice.
Where were you when we were coming up with these ideas?
That's what we should have had.
Producer Harry, what is the point in you?
Exactly.
That's your job, is to come up with titles. Sandy's been in 2 minutes. She's got Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah.
But think about the bed. How good is that?
Yeah, this is nice in the background,
nice,
to be fair. That's a quote from Captain's trip to Oslo. Think about the bed. How nice is that? It's a very simple game. It also is to do with the fact that this morning, saw the big news, Sandy, that £300,000 worth of cheese was stolen.
Stolen cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, Jamie Oliver's up in arms about it.
He is. So there's lots of reasons to play this game. None of them good.
No.
But let's play it anyway. So I'm going to give you a name of a cheese, and you are going to tell me whether it is from your homeland, Denmark, or my motherland, Norway. How are you on your Scandinavian cheeses?
This is like the most rarefied game of all time.
It is, yeah.
And that's coming from the host of QI. So, Sandy.
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm going to throw the word kvarg at you.
Kvarg. Oh, God. I'm going to go Norwegian.
You'd be right to.
Oh,
well
good.
done. Well done. Good. 1 out of 1.
This is very exciting. Is there a prize?
Now, we should have... Is there a prize? Because you're currently holding cheese, so to speak.
Well, you can't take my mum's cheese out of her own mouth.
You need a prize.
She does love Sandy.
Could I get a voucher to stay in your mother's bed?
Deal.
I mean, I can't believe I'm actually asking that.
Deal.
Thanks.
You will have to share it with Captain because he's always in it.
Always in it.
Look, let's go back to the game.
Say, Captain, very cute.
There we go. What a
Like
compliment.
a new son to me.
I just thought we'd play a game of Cheese the One, and it's ended up with Sandy offering to mother Captain.
Exactly, yeah, we didn't see that.
He looks like he needs it.
Again, in a good way.
Oh, yeah, this is a compliment.
I'm taking it as a compliment.
Yes, fine.
Selbu.
Danish.
Oh, Norwegian,
it's
I'm
Norwegian.
afraid.
I think it's your accent.
Yeah, come on, Toby, raise again.
Sorry, my bad, Sandy. Now, we've all been waiting for this moment, haven't we? Because Vesterhavsost.
Danish.
Yeah, correct.
Vesterhav.
How's it
Vesterhav.
Vesterhav.
Yes.
Vesterhav.
West Sea.
You just skip, what? They just skip all the last few letters and just call it Vesterhav.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to help you with the beginning. I didn't think you were ready for the end.
Story of his life.
If I had a penny.
Oh,
You sound like a woman you've purchased. I'm helping you with the beginning, darling. I don't think you're ready for the end.
that sounds great.
And you know, it would be money well spent. Thank you, Sandy. Finbo.
Danish.
Yes, correct, exactly. Well, congratulations, Sandy. 3 out of 4.
Oh.
From playing Royal Albert Hall to the game you just played, where does that rank in your career?
I mean, it's low.
It's low. It felt low.
Yeah, I have a little list called Forgettable, and it's right in there somewhere.
Not even that good.
No, unforgettable.
And thank you. That means a lot coming from you. Sandy is doing one night only for 2 nights in November 13th and 14th at the Theatre Royal in London. And then Sandy Claus is coming to town at the Royal Albert Hall on the 18th of December. Anything else you want to plug whilst you're here, Sandy?
I mean, just my burgeoning relationship with the captain.
What a week you've had. My mother and Sandi Toksvig.
I've got no comment on this at all.
I just want to congratulate the pair of you because you're both lovely people.
It's nice. My wife is going to be so surprised.
I have news.
What I brought back.
This is Captain. This is my new flame, Captain Crapbeard.
He's staying for a while. Get used to it.
There's a lot of information to take in there.
Sandi Toksvig, I've always wanted to meet you, and it's been an absolute pleasure. So I'm very glad that I've had the opportunity.
Right back at you.
So thank you very much. So enjoy the shows in. Shall we go?
I'd love to go.
Can we blag a ticket?
Absolutely love to go.
Blag.
Oh, let's go to one night only.
Yeah,
and
please
Sandi
do.
Claus come to.
I've got people who will sort it.
Oh, look at that.
Awesome.
That sounds like you're in the mafia.
Well, show business.
And on that note, Sandi Toksvig, ladies and gentlemen.
Radio X.